Hello and welcome back to my channel. I'm going to be creating this fun summer set, and I'm going to be doing this on a press-on, which means I need to prep the nails, and to do that I'm just removing the shine with my nail file and then wiping it off with a prep or alcohol solution to make sure all the dust is off. But I just want to say this set is super fun, and I've seen this set all over Pinterest and Instagram, and thought I would show you guys how to do a tutorial. If you're doing this set not on a press-on, then you can go ahead and fast forward this part and skip to the part where we do the design. I'm just going to show you how to prep a press-on. I'm using my primer, and I believe this step is optional. I just always do it just to make sure, but you can probably skip this step. Once I was done applying the primer, I let it dry for a bit, and then I started applying my base coat to get it ready for the gel polish. Once my nails are all prepped, it's time to start with the design, and I'm going to be using this nude like peachy color for the background on every second nail. So every second nail I'm going to be applying this color. Now for the two fingers closest to the thumb, I'm using this yellow orangey color. It's showing up a lot more orange on camera, but it's kind of more yellowy-ish. So go ahead and paint those two nails closest to the thumb fully that color. And then for the last two remaining nails, we're going to paint it a yellow. And this is kind of like a butter yellow, but it gets kind of painted up in the end anyways. But just for now, we're going to paint it yellow. So this is what your base color should be looking like, and you can go ahead and cure that once it's all done. I do recommend getting like a paint palette or something you can put your gel polish colors on, because you will be needing to kind of dip your liner brush in it. So I'm using this pinky red color, and I feel like this color was just perfect for the set, honestly. And I'm going ahead with my little liner brush, and I'm starting with the pinky. And for the pinky, we're going to do a French tip. The French tip is coming about halfway up the nail, and then once I'm happy with that, I'm going to go ahead and cure that and start working on the other pinky. For the other pinky, we're going to do it a little bit differently. We're going to start with the red at the bottom, and we're going to do a bit of a gradient effect with another color, and that will be in just a few seconds. So not cleaning my liner brush, I'm going to be dipping it into this bright orange color and kind of dragging it up the nail, but I'm not going to be doing the full nail like this. I'm just going to be dragging it up the one side and leaving a little bit of the nude showing it in the background. And then once you're happy with the gradient, go ahead and cure it. Once it's cured, I did put a layer of blooming gel, and if you don't know how blooming gel works, you just put it on and then don't cure it and then add your color on. And in this case, I'm adding a milky white. I'm not using a regular white because I still wanted it to kind of, I don't know, not be as vibrant. Once it diffuses it, you can still see the color behind it. And I'm just putting these little dots kind of all over the nail, making as much little details as I can. So my camera ended up dying, and I wasn't able to film this part, but I added on a little swirl, as you can see there. And the top part is going to be covered by a flower later on, but that's just what it's looking like right now. And I'm going to be making little swirls on the other pinky as well. Okay, once we're done with the pinkies, we're going to move on to the next nail, and this is going to be the papaya nail. I'm going to be dipping in my sponge to a little bit of a darker orange and just patting it on, and in between each little layer, I am going to be flash curing it and then adding another layer to make that gradient. And it doesn't really look that gradient on camera, but it did look more gradient in person. Anyways, you can see it kind of getting a little bit darker, and once you're happy with it, you can put it in the full lamp. So once you're happy with the gradient, you can go ahead and grab your liner brush and find a nice green, like an olive green shade, and you can go ahead and start lining the outside. You want to keep it straight and kind of on the thinner side, but towards the end of the nail, I am doing like a micro French, if you will. I don't know. I am bringing it up just slightly, and you can go ahead and repeat the exact same process on the other hand. Now moving on to the next nail, we're going to be working on the lemon or orange or crossover fruit. I don't know, guys. But anyways, I am just dipping in my brush into the orange and putting that in the end of the nail, leaving the top part yellow. And I am going to be adding in that pink color for a little bit of a deeper, like just more shades, I guess, like that. And we're going to be doing the gradient as well, and you can flash cure in between this, and then once you're happy, once again you can put it in your lamp for the full cure, and just do the same steps on the other nail. Once that's cured, we're gonna start doing like the fruit details. So I'm gonna grab a bright white, and I'm gonna start by making that round top at the top of the nail like you see there. And I'm gonna drag that white all the way down like we did with the papaya nail. Once we've made our round shape, we're gonna start making the fruit on the inside. I made a tiny little dot in the very center, and then I just started drawing straight lines across until I reached the full circle. To elevate this set, you're gonna want to do this part. It's very little, but it does make a big difference. We're gonna round out the corners of the fruit, and already you can see it's making such a nice difference there. So just you need a little bit of gel, you don't need a lot. And sorry, my camera is out of focus here. Once you've finished rounding out the corners, we're going to move into the 3D aspect of this. And if you struggle with 3D, I will show you how to do this pretty in depth. Well, for me, it did take a little bit of practice, but once I got the hang of it, it became really easy. So hopefully with this tutorial, I can help you with your 3D. So when you dip your brush in, you're going to kind of give it a twirl, and I'm using hard gel, and once you twirl it, all that gel is at the tip of your brush, and you're going to give it a swirl like that. Sorry, I'm so bad at explaining, but you're going to give it a swirl until it's built up, then drag it down, and then to drag it back, you're just going to pull it back up, and then it just kind of makes a nice shape there. So again, just dip it in, swirl it around at the top, pull it down, and then pull it back up. And just keep repeating that. If you get kind of flat 3D, I just feel like you're not swirling it enough at the beginning, so just try swirling it back up until it is tall, if that makes sense. You guys, I don't even know. Sometimes I explain things and then I don't know if I'm making sense. So let me know in the comments if that is, I don't know how to, just watch it. Sorry. Now to finish this fruit here, we're going to add some more orange to the top. I thought it was looking a little bit plain, so I mixed that orange and that pink together. And I'm starting off with a thin line, but then I kind of build it up to make it a little bit gradient, like here. And this is how it's looking. I think it looks more like an orange than a lemon to me, but let me know what you guys think. So moving on to the middle nail, we're going to be making a seashell nail. So I'm starting off with a white French, and without curing that, I am going to be adding in some pinks and orange and yellows, basically all the colors we've been using with the set so far. And I'm just kind of making the French a little bit nicer with my orange and pink. Now to get that seashell look, we're again not curing the white, and we're dipping our pink and all of our colors together, I'm dipping in all at the same time. So as you can see, I'm dipping it in the pink and just kind of going back and forth with my brush, and I didn't really get that on camera, so I'm sorry guys. I did add some yellow in after. Next, I'm jumping to the thumb, and I'm going to be doing a gradient effect on both thumbs, but each one's going to be a little bit different. This one, I'm doing some pink at the top and the bottom, and just doing the same gradient process as earlier, dipping in with my sponge, fanning it out, flash curing it in between. Now for the next thumb, I'm going to be starting with the yellow orangey color, the same one that we used for the papaya at the bottom of the nail. And sorry, I put that on so aggressively. I don't know why, you guys. And I'm going to be adding in the pink with the sponge to kind of make that ombre effect. I am going to be jumping back and forth with the thumbs a lot, so I don't mean to confuse you guys. This is the other thumb now. I'm going to be adding a drop of that yellow in to make it a little bit more gradient because I felt it was missing something. And again, you guys, you can definitely play around with the colors. And now we're doing the middle finger on the other hand, and again, it's kind of like the thumb. We're going to be doing that gradient kind of ombre effect, except this one is a little bit different because I am going to be making this into a French. So I am just kind of making it gradient until I like it, and then I'm taking a clean brush and scooping out my French. Going back with my liner brush, I am just kind of fixing up that French to make it nice and crisp. So for the next nails, I didn't get a whole lot of video of me doing this, but I'm going to be doing the 3D portion of the nails, and right now I'm just making the little balls for the papaya, and I put them on, and this is how they're looking. For the 3D effect on the seashell nail, I'm doing that same method we did with the orange, dipping it in, swirling, and then making it nice and juicy. So you're starting in the middle, swirling up, and then pulling down or up. What do you call this? Do you call that the bottom or the top of the nail? Anyways, I'm gonna repeat that. Make sure to flash cure in between so it doesn't droop or anything, and then do a full cure at the end. Next, I'm adding some gold detailing, and I unfortunately didn't get any video of this, and so sorry if you can hear my dog in the back. Also, for the 3D flowers, I do have some tutorials on my shorts if you're interested on how I do those. And now to add the top coat, we're so close to being done. And here is the end result. You guys, I love how this turned out. It's so fun for the summer, so extra, so much detail. Let me know if this tutorial was good. This is my first kind of tutorial, so I would love to hear your feedback or if you guys are going to try this. Thank you. Bye.